Welcome back to Apex Gaming. I'm your boy back on the couch, and today we're going to continue with more Dragon's Crown. So, I'm going to jump back in real quick, but please do subscribe, like, and comment this tiny little channel so we can keep this going. So, jumping back in.
Right.
Essentially, the game is, how I like to say, in its early stage, maybe I'm a little aware. This is basically
You have
just
fulfilled the request. Report your work to the Guildmaster.
Still loving our dear Amazon. So this way, what we're doing.
You return to the Guild to report your quest. However, Samuel gives you an additional task. It is possible to resurrect the dead with their bones. He tells you to go to the temple to attempt the resurrection ritual. Canaan Temple is a temple dedicated to the worship of the goddess Althena. Proceed there immediately. You were ordered to attempt to resurrect guild members at Canaan Temple. As you enter, a kindly voice echoes from the back. You seem to be in need of help, a monk says, and approaches you. The prayer of the monks sometimes restores the dead to life. The goddess bestows mercy to those whose time has not yet come.
Wandering one, how can I help you?
Basically, it's essentially just a way to bring back characters. Basically, adding characters. They're basically auto-generated. They're usually around similar to your level. Essentially, if you're playing a game by yourself and have no friends to play with. So that's the way the game does it, so that, hey, you don't have to go by, yourself. You don't have to feel lonely through these dark caves. Yay. But, alright, so let's see what we got here. We got Roland, the dwarf, and then we got Alex the knight. Then they have the pickup message. Don't let them find my shield. And this is awkward. Essentially, you can go through their weaponry, see what they have. Let's see what we got here. Stop rock hammer, leather mantle, battle arms, jewel, defense, tonics. While the knight, Alex has, let's see, saber, the covering house shield. It's not bad. We can technically bring back both, but so we'll start with Roland.
Allow this heart to beat again.
He's not
Quench their thirst. Lead the wandering soul back. Reverse death. And awaken them.
Cute little naked chair babies.
The prayer reaches the goddess, and the pile of bones is made new. The adventurer pledges their allegiance to you as thanks. Any adventurers you resurrect will wait for you at the inn. You can now fill out your party with those who are waiting at the inn.
Essentially, as you keep finding them, you can start adding them. You'll find more characters.
Please be aware that if you leave an area and one of your party has fallen, they will become lost.
In other words, if someone dies, or you don't pick up the bones,
if you encounter any bones during your questing, be sure to bring them back and resurrect them so that they can assist you.
And now you can go choose allies, join, and look who's joining us. Dude is so buff, his veins literally pop in and out of his body.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
You have fulfilled the request. Report your work to the Guildmaster.
Look at my boy, look at this dude. That is the definition of a buff little man. Look how he walks. You gotta move chest to chest first.
After delivering your report, you think you see part of a smile cross Samuel's face. You are now registered with the guild.
Where man's like this.
You may now get cooperation from guild members. They may participate in your party and help you in completing quests. The Adventurers Guild has a backlog of quests because many adventurers are occupied with the Dragon's Crown rumors. The king and his retinue left to find the Dragon's Crown and are missing. Many guild members are now searching for them. The existence of this crown that supposedly controls dragons is disputed, but the king was obsessed with finding it. Samuel hurriedly assigns you a new task. You get the feeling that he deems you reliable and trustworthy. It's a request from this country's Prime Minister. The quest's details will be provided at the castle. You wonder about the lives of the powerful people in that grand castle. You happily accept the job. You accepted a new request from the guild. You must go to the castle for further details.
Let's move the story forward.
Flanked by guards, you are led through the secure castle. Princess Vivian and Prime Minister Gustav awaited you. The Prime Minister speaks a lot, in contrast to the silent princess. He asks you to swear to keep this matter secret. The royal scepter has been stolen. A witness who saw the thief described him as Tommet, a known bandit. Your job is to track down Tommet and retrieve the scepter. Also, for the sake of the kingdom, this must be kept secret. Ranni whispers that he knows of this Tommet. He is well known and is based out of the old capital. You bow and leave the throne room. In order to retrieve the royal scepter, you chase the thief into the ruins of the old capital.
You know what, let's move the story forward a bit. So, actually, we can resurrect Alex.
Wandering one, how can I help you?
Yeah. They don't tell you right away, but basically, after a while, the more powerful the character, the more they're expensive. So we'll resurrect Alex as well. And the light that didn't die young. Wonderful.
You stand before the goddess statues, Jula, Althena, and Vernus. These statues have all crumbled. Texts say the goddesses sacrificed themselves to defeat a dragon, which caused their likenesses to degrade as well. Althena, the one in the center, is the goddess of compassion, battle, and odyssey, making her popular with adventurers. If your party falls during your adventure, a prayer to Althena and a tithing of your money will resurrect the party. If you are repeatedly depending on her grace, the amount you must offer for her services will continually increase.
In other words, the more you ask, the more expensive it becomes. But basically, as it starts off, it's pretty low. Basically, hey, give me extra life, war made benefits, boost rates of fighting accessories and chests, boost rate of fighting weapons and shield and chests is what you want to do. Let's see. Yeah, right now you can only do one. Suddenly increase to score, which is not really worth it. Increase money gain during results. Oh yeah, berry bones. You may receive an item. Basically, if you find, eventually you might find a party that's well suited for you. Like you say, you're playing with a wizard. So you said, okay, I just want an Amazon, I want the knight, and the elf. So then everyone else that shows up, not really useful, bury them. And then you might get something in return. Yep, let's get Alex.
All right.
These are the ruins of the ancient capital city. It was destroyed following an invasion from the Northern Empire.
Basically,
Now
if
it
you
is a
happen to-
dangerous place, full of dragons and wyverns.
Basically, oh hey, if you happen to take up missions and you want to know if you can do it, it'll let you know. Because some will be based on killing specific enemies. So if you ever happen to be in a location that happens to happen, because not everyone's going to have the same thing. Some location will always have goblins and orcs. Some locations won't. So if you're told to kill 30 orcs, a level might only have 10. The next one might have 50. So it'd be good to know. But almost forgot. Just that. Technically, if you wanted to, you can do this by yourself. Did you pick up the ball? Okay, good. Alright, let's do this.
Whoa!
They basically fight with you and help you out. So as you're moving forward, you can use the right sticks to move while basically a little hand and basically find hidden treasures. I feel like you should. I'm sure you guys already figured that out, but still. Little scorpions. Really, it's just that it like mess you up and they'll just. It gets worse when they start popping in the middle of a fight and you're wondering where your character is poisoned.
Enemies!
It's my turn. Oh crap.
Yeah, he does. That's the only warning you get, but he goes, "Oh crap!" Is that sometimes a chest can be booby trapped. Sometimes you should be straight up poison that'll fly out, arrows, or just straight up explode in your face.
You find the bandit Tommet in a hideout amid the ruins, just as Ranni told you. It is said that whatever this man desires, by thievery he can acquire. Ranni asks, "Are you Tommet, the bandit legend?" Beaming, he displays his spoils and tells the tale behind each item. When you ask about the scepter, he says, "That was indeed I," and goes on to boast exactly how he got into the castle. When you inquire further about the scepter, he deduces your true intentions and darts away. Pursue the thief, apprehend him, and reclaim the scepter. You cannot capture a target swimming underwater. Watch for your quarry to surface.
Big fishes. Really? Now you forgot this. No, I guess I'll just eat the food. Oh, ah! Got it. Alright, you guys like pick up the food? Yeah, normally you will do it, but you usually eat it for you first. So.
What? Die!
Just no. First, treasure chest.
I got it. Done. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I got it. Done. Outstanding.
Though funny enough, if you ever leave a room or anything of the sort, he's supposed to pick it up for you. The only problem is that you don't benefit of, the healing effect.
Whoa!
Filthy lucre.
What?
The fact that she literally just spins around like a
It's my turn. Voila.
But again,
Oh my.
do we have a joke? Lenny, 04. Yep, there it is. Oh, hey. Air in the knee. Yeah, Skyrim jokes are actually in here. I really should have left one for Alex. That one. I'm sure you'll survive. Literally just literally in the middle of the Dragon Crown. And that. Oh, hits me with a fireball. Hit over there, it's break. Turns out she has a reverse arrow. Let her keep going and she will continue to summon more rifles. Turn up, which is a great area for basically hunting down rifles. And this is what I meant by yeah, I'm going to walk in. So as I'm literally about to die, even though my health is super low, my character is still hitting like a goddamn truck. This is why everyone else works differently. For example, the dwarf is basically WWE. He basically can pick up. That's why there was giant stone back there. The AI is not smart enough to do this, but it did. I love beat 'em ups. Basically. We got the hit, we got the hit. I have no idea. Literally everyone went down at the same time.
You pin down Tomit, who is so stunned that he's actually been caught that he cannot move. Relenting, He produces the scepter from his bag and hands it to you.
Oh, love it.
You have reclaimed the royal scepter, stolen from the treasure room of the castle.
So that's it. Whenever you go through a level. So the idea is always the same thing. You go in, that's what you have. But at least I do appreciate it. The weapons actually change. So every time you get something new, at least for weapon wise, the look will actually affect it. So I do appreciate that.
Once again, you are led to the throne room under guard. This time, a man stands there with a presumptuous grin. The man tells you to hand over the scepter. You tell him that you don't know what he's talking about. The man's mouth transforms into a twisted grin, and he signals his guards. They inch closer, swords at the ready.
This really does play like a D&D game. Because everything is always described in the very, like, he has this in his face and this in his hand. And I do appreciate it. Though I would be weirded out if, I get it, it's supposed to be more like how he's breathing in and out. So it shows that the light's bouncing in and out, so it makes it weird, but still.
What will you do?
You know what I mean? Definitely D&D. You must bring the scepter to the public quest, prepare for a battle with the guards, or if you don't like the obvious situation, hand the men something. So, you can be a coward, or you can fight. So, which one do you pick? I'll give you two.
You fall into a fighting stance. As soon as you steel yourself for battle, the Prime Minister and the Princess burst in. The Prime Minister orders the guards near you to stand down. The man twirls his cape and leaves, as if nothing happened. You sigh, relieved that you didn't have to shed blood in the castle to resolve the problem. The Prime Minister tells you that man was Count Dean, the younger brother of the king. He's trying to usurp the throne. The scepter indicates the throne's heir. The Prime Minister says Dean had Tommet steal it to deny the princess the throne. The Prime Minister takes the scepter and narrows his eyes in satisfaction. He pays you for completing the request. The fairy you saved in the ruins appears before you. She seems to want to take you somewhere.
I'm sure you can only guess she's a reference to a certain pixie from a certain series that happens to a certain mouse.
The fairy leads you into an old ivy-covered tower. You find yourself in a cluttered room that seems to be a laboratory. Judging by the stratification of dust, much time has passed since anyone last entered this room. Letters amidst the shambles indicate that a magician named Lucane lives here. You find a message he penned on the desk. Lucane wrote that he was off to see a magician friend named Wallace in the underground labyrinth. The fairy uses various interpretive gestures to indicate that she wants you to find him. You accept her job request. You head to Wallace's underground labyrinth to look for the magician Lucane.
There's more to it, but let's see. If you did find one bone, let's see who resurrect this.
Wandering one, how can I help you?
Oh, this time it's a fail. Let's bring
Allow-
back fail. Let's boost up the score, even if it's by a very, very tiny amount. Let's see. Let's go to Morgan's item shop.
Welcome to my shop. What would you like?
Let's see. The version of pole hacks that you started with doesn't really have any value. Let's see. We'll keep this one. This one is a little bit better than what I have, but I'm not going to be able to use it until I'm a level higher, so let's sell it off. And you know what? We'll keep these for now.
Which one do you want?
Nothing needs to be repaired.
What would you like?
Basically, things you want to buy. So basically defense, so that for 30 seconds you reduce damage. Let's take, you know what, let's do, considering what we just fought last time, let's do strength and heal. Let's literally be a glass cannon. Oh, and my favorite part, because you can do this, you're always allowed to click on whatever you want, right? See, in essence, she recreates items for the competition. She's a genius who seems to enjoy her current work. And let's say you happen to be, you know, a little curious of the physical form, and you say, hey, what would happen if I put my filthy, filthy hands in places they shouldn't be? Well, watch your hands, unless she decides to turn them to stone. In other words, yeah, we know what you're looking at. I mean, they did it on purpose, but they know what you're looking at. Yeah, let's move the story along. Let's bring our boys.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Now one thing you notice is that everyone always has their own level. The reason why you'll be constantly switching party members is because the reality is their levels don't go up. In other words, some people are useful up to a point. A level 1 character is not going to make it further than 5. A level 5 will only make it to level 15, etc., etc. So, don't be surprised that as you're bringing people back and adding more parties or just wanting a bit of diversity, that's what's going to happen. You're going to start replacing characters and adding more and whatnot.
This underground labyrinth is said to have been made in a single night with powerful magic. It is a dangerous place, replete with traps. It bars entry to all who would dare.
So the enemies have different variety types. In this case, the piece of wood. Could be considered natural types, like insects, animals, things of that nature.
It's my turn.
Everyone had to get eaten. Alright. Nah, that's an obvious trap.
Let's see. Simple.
The trap was sprung, and the door magically closed fast. Slime creatures are weak against fire. The torch on the wall could be used to great effect. The clink of metal hitting the ground can be heard.
And unfortunately, your Dragon Crown
You obtain a magic key to open the door.
You literally can get overloaded with this character. But yeah, I don't need to be died by smoke. Sweet. Alright.
It's your turn. See what I mean? The fact that the dwarf is easily probably most just the fact that he can literally temporary weapons for allies, you can disarm your allies in temporary weapons. Like basically if you pick up weapons that you want to use, for example, the AI is not smart enough to know when you can use it. Because the AI will literally just pick it up and just start shooting. Outstanding. Oh my.
Out of the blue, a mouse darts out and leaps onto your palm.
Ricky
The rodent claims to be the apprentice of Wallace the Magician.
I'm sure you know. I'm sure you can realize who he's referencing to. A certain mouse. I'm gonna say like dangerous mouse, but like Disney owns everything.
He says he was tasked with caring for the laboratory while Wallace was gone, but it is beset by malevolent magic users. When you ask about Lucane, the apprentice answers that his master's friend went into the labyrinth and hasn't returned. Your quest to find Lucane is delayed as you attempt to liberate the lab for Ricky the Magician's apprentice. The door to the laboratory is through this hall.
I got it.
Just no way there.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Oh, yes. Simple.
Usually they actually be enemies, but weren't easy because we're just going through it for the first time.
Enemies.
It's my turn. Voila.
Like,
Oh, I can do that.
Good adventures now. Wander, explore, and go everywhere. Oh, yes. So basically, if you do the combo, you can just combo is. But there is a mission to come back and I don't know if it's actually worth it because I've already unlocked it, but essentially do the right combination of colors, it'll open it up. Doesn't know what it is, so it's the most you're gonna get is maybe a C or a B. And even then, that won't be the right level to use it, so.
Let's see. Simple.
Because the laboratory was being misused, some of the experiments housed within have now run amok. There's been a population explosion of mutated beings that spread their spores around. The labyrinth is overrun by fungi.
And of course, because they're essentially plants, you can bother them.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Before we go any further with the story, let's see what
Oh, my.
I got left.
Enemies!
More fungi. Anytime where
Let's see.
stop throwing. Oh god. Forgot about this. Sometimes random thieves will actually show up and knock him out of the way. But he's not a warrior, so.
Filthy Luca.
Basically, you really gotta pay attention. Sometimes they will literally just a random thief will show up and literally outsteal your thief. He'll literally knock him out of the way and then take everything he has. And yes,
I got
if
it.
he dips,
Oh,
you lose.
yeah.
And there's nothing more annoying than you being halfway dead, and then you're looking for food, and then the thief comes out of nowhere, and then you're screwed. And too much. I'm talking about the little thing we just did. These guys.
Done. Filthy Luca.
And I know there's more characters, but it's before.
What?
If you want, there's a lot more of that.
Person knowing this has a magic, so please throw in the grab food. And I forgot to save the... Okay, that was good. Oh, yes.
Destroy the cocoons before they hatch, or they'll keep coming.
Basically, don't let the kids grow up. And then get more kids. And they will open up. Don't ever get this. They will open up. Sorry. So basically saying no. Your kids cannot go. There you go. Thank you.
You found some bones that seem to belong to Lucane in the depths of the labyrinth. The tattered raiments and jewelry leave no doubt that the corpse is indeed Lucane's.
Basically, Lucane dependent.
You bring back the bones of the magician Lucane.
Of course, same thing. Let's see. This boosts up my natural strength. This one counters with fire. Okay, worth it. Can't use these earrings. Can't use this. Can't use this. Might as well get the earrings. Gives you a chance to take half damage. Worth it. Let's see. That'd be magic damage plus 23. That's if I'm using it. Uses to me. Dexterity goes up by 3. Stun check. Oh, okay. Stun. Constitution plus 7. This might be worth it. This might be worth it. This one, no. And next. It's easy for me. I always find it better to just literally go through it, see what's actually there.
You found Lucane, but he was dead. You imagine the fairy will be overcome with grief.
Yeah.
When you enter the laboratory, the fairy frantically flits around you, as if it senses your uneasiness. Upon seeing Lucane's bones, the fairy enters into a panic. She begins tugging at your arm to get you to leave the tower. The fairy is apparently attempting to lead you somewhere. You collect Lucane's bones and follow her.
And of course, the only thing I'm going to do, resurrection.
As you enter, a kindly voice echoes from the back. You seem to be in need of help, a monk says, and approaches you. You nervously hand the monk the bones of Lucane. Allow this heart to beat again. Quench their thirst. lead
Oh,
the
you're-
river and the
You're-
prayer
you're gonna
reaches the goddess, and the pile of bones is once again given flesh.
Oh, if life is like that.
Lucane, shocked to find himself alive, thanks you profusely. He tells you to
doesn't look
visit
like
him
really
at his
good.
laboratory and leaves.
Then boom.
The
brought him back.
resurrected magician has returned to the old tower in town. You decide to see him to ask more details.
What you gonna do next time? So, please, for our tiny little channel, if you like, if you'd be just so kind to just, I don't know, subscribe, like, and comment. It's free. No money out of your pocket, but it does help this channel. So please do, because I would love to go through Dragon Crown with you. So please, once again, come back to Apex Gaming. See ya!